You're an idiot.
Yes, I am!
They might have fallen off the horse, but that doesn't mean they can't get back on. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 celebrities we hope will make a comeback soon. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're taking a look at actors and actresses that once had incredibly fruitful careers, but haven't reached the same level of success in recent years.
I can't breathe in this thing!
Number 10. Rick Moranis.
At least we got each other, right?
Through characters like Seymour Krelborn, Wayne Szalinski, and Dark Helmet, Rick Moranis proved that nobody's better at playing four-eyed nerds than he is.
I always have coffee when I watch Radar, you know that.
Moranis peaked in popularity during the 80s, but took on fewer roles following the death of his wife Ann Belsky in 1991. In the early 2000s, he primarily limited himself to voiceover roles, such as Rut in Brother Bear.
Well, gee, eh? You're one big beaver.
Moranis hasn't been on screen since 2007, when he reprised his role as Bob McKenzie, and was notably absent from the 2016 Ghostbusters reboot. Although assumed to be retired, Moranis set the record straight in 2015, stating that he's simply, quote, picky, very picky. So there's still hope that a role will speak to Moranis enough to bring him back into the spotlight.
That's great!
It's not that great.
Why?
I shrunk the kids.
What?
And the Thompson kids, too. They're about this big. They're in the backyard.
Number 9. Tobey Maguire. In the late 90s, Tobey Maguire became one of the hottest rising stars in Hollywood with his performances in Pleasantville and The Cider House Rules. This resulted in his iconic turn as your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. But after the initial Spidey trilogy wrapped up, Maguire slowly fell off the radar. While he earned acclaim for his performances in Brothers and The Great Gatsby, Maguire's been quite MIA otherwise. Maybe this is because he's been busy raising his children, or maybe people just won't forget about Emo Peter.
Leave me alone.
In any case, fingers are crossed that Maguire will win audiences back with his wide-eyed charm someday. Maybe now's the time for him to finally star opposite Robert Downey Jr. in Satan's Alley.
And to be condemned was to die.
Number 8. Macaulay Culkin. Remember when Macaulay Culkin was the cutest little actor on the planet? This charismatic kid captivated the world with his roles in Uncle Buck, My Girl, and especially Home Alone. Like many young performers, though, Culkin's career started to take a nosedive upon hitting puberty.
Bedwetter, I stopped that.
After Richie Rich in 1994, he took an extended hiatus from acting, eventually resurfacing in a couple of odd and low-key movies and TV spots. Later, he put together the satirical rock band The Pizza Underground. Nevertheless, Culkin is best known as a former child star. While he's apparently walked away from superstardom, it'd really be a great blast from the past if Culkin returned to the silver screen for more laughs and booby traps. Number 7. Joe Pesci.
Never mind it, you get. How do you like it, huh? You jerk!
Speaking of Home Alone alumni, where has Joe Pesci gone? Primarily known for playing short-tempered wise guys, Pesci stood out as one of our finest character actors in the 80s and 90s. He most notably starred alongside Robert De Niro in 3 Martin Scorsese movies, winning an Oscar for his supporting performance in Goodfellas.
Why don't you get yourself a nice girl?
I get a nice one almost every night, Ma.
In 1999, Pesci decided to leave the acting scene, but he has popped up in a couple of movies since then, including 2006's The Good Shepherd. While the laid-back lifestyle of a retiree certainly sounds tempting, wouldn't it be great if Pesci reteamed with De Niro and Scorsese for another movie? Or even if he reunited with Culkin for Home Alone 6 Home Alone-ier?
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
Number 6. Lindsay Lohan. During her youth, Lindsay Lohan demonstrated herself as a promising up-and-coming actress. She charmed our socks off through her dual role in The Parent Trap, and continued to mature as a leading lady in movies like Freaky Friday and Mean Girls. But as Lohan fell into hard partying, she became increasingly difficult to work with. Lohan's Razzie-winning performance in I Know Who Killed Me is often cited as the death of her career, and she's since garnered consistently poor reviews for frequently embarrassing appearances. From the outside, it certainly looks like rock bottom, But there's always hope that Lindsay will pull a Mickey Rourke and remind us why she became a star in the first place.
Sorry, it's my sobriety monitor.
Number 5. Jennifer Connelly.
Since I'm pointed that way, I guess I'll go down.
She chose down.
This elegant actress initially rose to prominence with major roles in cult classics like Labyrinth and The Rocketeer, and then received some of the best reviews of her career as an addict in Requiem for a Dream. Connelly even took home an Oscar for her supporting performance in A Beautiful Mind, before delivering the goods in House of Sand and Fog and Blood Diamond. Over the past decade, though, virtually all of her movies have fallen short. The closest thing she's had to a critical and financial success is 2014's Noah.
How is this just?
But even that generally split audiences down the middle. Between Reservation Road, Winter's Tale, and American Pastoral, this is one actress that might want to consider changing things up a bit, whether it's her management, choice of roles, or something else.
This is crazy.
Number 4. Halle Berry. Making her feature film debut in the early 90s, Halle Berry blossomed into an A-lister by the dawn of the 21st century. She not only starred in a handful of blockbuster hits, but also became the first Black woman to win the Academy Award for Best Actress. Alas, Berry took a huge step backwards with her notorious role in Catwoman. Although she accepted the Worst Actress Razzie with grace and dignity, Berry's career has never quite recovered. While not without a couple of critical and box office successes, none of her recent roles have gotten audiences especially excited. But with high-profile films on the horizon, like Kingsman: The Golden Circle, there's still hope that Berry's flame will burn once more.
It's overtime.
Number 3. Jim Carrey.
Thank you.
Jim Carrey dominated the comedy scene in the 90s with Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber. He additionally proved himself to be a gifted dramatic actor through his Golden Globe-winning performance in The Truman Show. And during the 2000s, Carrey continued to rake in box office gold while also challenging himself as an actor. But by the early 2010s, however, Carrey started to lose much of his star power. Whether it's Mr. Popper's Penguins or the incredible Burt Wonderstone, Carrey just hasn't been able to entice audiences the way he once did. Regardless, there's no reason to believe that Carrey's acting potential has dried up. If only a good script would land on his doorstep.
You know something, Freddie? You don't scare me anymore. Ow!
Number 2. Mike Myers. Like Jim Carrey, Mike Myers is another comedic actor who seemed unstoppable for the longest time.
Right.
From Wayne's World to Austin Powers to Shrek, he headlined one hit franchise after another.
Excuse me? Baking powder?
But then his career came to a screeching halt upon co-writing, co-producing, and starring in The Love Guru, seemingly costing him his status as a bankable leading man.
Condescending. That's a big word for you.
Myers has since maintained a relatively low profile, despite making a brief cameo in Inglourious Basterds. Even if he never fully regains his mojo, we're optimistic that Myers will come back in a big way someday, whether he resurrects one of his classic characters or creates an entirely new persona.
It might happen. Yeah, and monkeys might fly out of my butt.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
And it's really not sexy when you yell at me, okay?
It's not unusual to see me cry. I wanna die.
Number 1. Eddie Murphy. During the 80s, Eddie Murphy solidified his place as a comedic legend in 48 Hours, Trading Places, Beverly Hills Cop, and other hits. Murphy's career would go through several peaks and valleys over the following decades, however. For every Nutty Professor, Shrek, or Dreamgirls, there's been a Harlem Nights, Adventures of Pluto Nash, or Norbit.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me?
The 2000s and early 2010s have been particularly rough for Murphy, as he bombed in flops like Meet Dave, Imagine That, and 1,000 Words. 2016's Mr. Church was yet another dud, but Murphy did earn praise for his dramatic turn. It just goes to show that Murphy still has plenty of talent to go around, so it's possible that with the right material, he just might return to his former glory.
Say, man, when I was growing up, we want jacuzzi, we had to fart in the tub. This is bad.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.